Hello, stupid.
Hello, 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 Sonia. How are you?
Good. How are you today?
I'm good because I can touch you physically, which I know you hate.
So creepy. You guys are in person.
Yeah, we're in Montreal. Sonia's visiting, and it's right in time for our 6 month anniversary.
I know. We're doing a little something special for you guys
Yeah,
to celebrate. I don't know where to look right now.
I know. I guess look for now at the camera, and then we'll forget about it later and look at each other.
Exactly. Yeah. But to change it up, yeah, we're doing it in person, and we have something special for you all today
Yeah,
to celebrate our 6 months.
which I know 6 months can sound like a silly anniversary, but I'm very proud of it as we release like 26 episodes every week.
Ex-
I did not know that we would do this for this long.
Same. I was like, we're bound to take a week off.
Yeah, and
Um,
slowly fizzle out, but
Exactly, like the drive start to fizzle out, and but it didn't.
no, I'm still super excited every time.
Same, and especially doing something different this week got me even more excited.
I know, I know.
And I hope you guys are excited to see what we have in store for you.
Yeah. Um, should we just announce it right away?
All right, let's start. Shall we
Oh
start
yeah,
with a cheers?
yeah.
Cheers to
Sonia's
you
drinking
again.
again. Cheers.
I know. I actually drank last weekend. Hang on, let's have a sip.
Okay.
I saw you awkwardly waiting there as I started telling the story. So I knew when my sister would come, we'd start drinking. But like, no, we didn't drink that much. I took her to Vancouver Island
Oh yeah.
and I had like an espresso martini and a couple of cocktails, but that's about it.
How do you feel about not drinking for a while? How did that feel?
Great.
Yeah?
I keep joking that this could be a thing.
Oh,
I'm
could
thinking
it be a thing?
okay, I'm thinking to make it a thing to like not drink when I'm in like at home. Like in my home city. But like when I come to Montreal or whenever I travel, I could
Yeah.
drink.
So make very a whole event out of it.
Exactly, yeah.
But did you notice any like physical change, or like do you feel better?
Oh, 100%. And I want to talk about this on its own episode, but I think with like menstruation,
Oh, you were saying yeah, it changes the
like I have endometriosis, so my periods are usually a lot more severe, and it was just nothing this time.
interesting.
But I would love to deep dive on that another day.
Well, here's to next month for you since you started drinking again.
I know. Let's see
All right.
how this goes. But
So
take it away.
we have we thought, to celebrate, we'll have a little bit of fun together and do an episode to kind of get to know us better, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? So I have this game. This is a Montreal company or Canadian company. I'm pretty sure it's Montreal company actually. It's called the Connect Deck. I don't know if that camera will be able to see. It's a Connect deck. That's hard to say. Can you say it?
The Connect deck.
Thank you. There you go. That's easier. It's kind of like how would you say this? Like questions to ask friends and to like stimulate the conversations
Yeah.
and to kind of get deep and get to know each other.
Yeah. Do they have a little about in their cards? Let's see. I was like, it's in French.
Yeah. Oh, and they're bilingual. All the cards are bilingual, which is really fun, and thoughtful. And I'm excited to try it. I've heard of other games like this before, but I'm excited to try this one from a local company, and it's in 4 stages. So the yellow cards are icebreakers. I'm reading in French again, so I had to translate to that. The green cards are let's go deeper. The pink cards are no holding back, and the blue cards are grab some tissue. Which I feel like we'll have to grab some tissues, you and I,
No.
way before the blue cards.
I know. So the creator, Happy Tears.
Happy Tears. Yeah, that's a
I guess it's
company.
company. Yeah, okay. I was like,
Yeah.
are we reading the wrong name? He has a little spiel here, but at the end he writes, I hope this game brings you even closer to each other and first and foremost to yourself. I
Aw.
think it's really cute.
And we're both suckers for these kind of thing. We've been wanting to do like this kind of a card game together for a long time. So this is going to be great.
Yeah.
Oh, and they had like multiple editions, which was really fun. This one is the original one. They have a couple one that apparently is a bit spicy. And they had like a queer edition also to like to have like very queer discussions with your friends and stuff like that. So I'm excited to try that also at some point.
I and the guys, just so you know, this is not sponsored. This is Tama finding it in a local store and getting obsessed with it, and he hasn't played it yet.
No, haven't played it yet.
But if Happy Tears slash Brandon, if you're listening, here's some free promo for you. Maybe throw us some swag.
Oh my god! I will say though, their logo is really cute. Have you seen that? The little
Yeah,
yeah.
I like it. I feel like it's super on brand with us.
So bold the way you like just go after these things.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess unless you want to talk about anything,
Actually, before we go into it, guys, we have stickers now. And Tama designed these. Well, it's Hisha's artwork, but Tama designed the back.
I guess
And
yeah.
it's so cute because it's like our QR code and it says somewhat educational, but mostly stupid podcast. And if you see us in the wild, ask for one.
Also, if you see a sticker in the wild, because we might go rogue and stick some stickers all over everywhere we go.
Yeah,
So if you see a sticker in the wild, please take a picture and tag it on our Instagram or tag tell me like I'm stupid on Instagram. Yeah.
exactly.
All right, let's get started.
Yes.
Do you want to start or should I start?
I'll let you go ahead because this is your find.
Okay. So obviously there might be some questions in there that are too personal for us to want to share. But fear not, we're gonna play this as true for drink. So if you want to skip a card, you'll have to take a big globe.
Yeah. I feel like I will also drink if I'm like, this is not like interesting enough for me to share. You know what I mean? I might
True.
just drink in general.
I might just drink because I'm thirsty.
Yeah. Sounds good. Take it away.
All right. What are your thoughts on generational rivalries?
Rivalries.
Rivalries, thank you. What are your thoughts on generational rivalries? Example, Gen Z versus millennials.
I feel like I have a lot of thoughts on this.
Share away.
Um, I feel like for me, I'm like kind of over it.
How do you mean?
Um, so like right now their talk is like how millennials are super uncool and Gen Zs are so much cooler than us, and I don't like it.
So you said cooler than us, so you identify more as millennial, right?
Yeah, I'm at the last year.
Because you're kind of on the cusp.
I'm the last year.
Okay.
No, I definitely identify with millennials. I can't relate to Gen Z. I think they're cool, but like I don't like how they put us down sometimes. Um, yeah, and
Go ahead.
I just want to like yeah, and like I feel like even like with the boomers, like compared to them, we're looked as like I don't know, we're also the lowest earning generation apparently, and I don't like that. Like I want to make more money.
So yeah, I feel like it's a very like social media thing, that rivalry. And it's very much like a clout thing.
Hmm.
Because in the end it's still like just, individuals. It's on individual basis.
Yeah,
But I will say like in the workspace it presents challenges also. And
totally.
not just with Gen Z, like with we're four generations in the workspace, so
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not into the rivalry. Rivalry.
rivalry. There we go.
Yeah.
I guess.
And that's all I really have to say about it.
All right, your turn.
All right, let's see what we have next. Ooh. If I had a coffee date with Oprah, I would ask her about blank.
Oh my god. Oh, that's hard because like I don't have much interest in celebrities usually.
Yeah.
I guess I would ask her if she didn't choose that career path, what would she have done instead?
Oh, good question.
Because I feel like that's a good question to like sort of relate with people,
Yeah.
right? Like, what
Yeah.
would you want to know from Oprah?
Yours is so cute and deep. While I'm like, I'd be like, do I get a car? Because you know how she does the whole thing. You get a car. You get a car.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
much money are you willing to give
I
me?
know. What about me,
Can I
Oprah?
get three more wishes?
Oh, actually, another question I'd have for her. I watched Oprah a lot, like growing up,
Mm,
with my mom, and like I don't know if you've seen this. It's a meme now, but like Tom Cruise when he married Kate Holmes. I don't know who he married. Some
right.
girl, some famous girl. And
Cool
like
story.
he came on Oprah and he started like jumping on her couch and he was like, "I love her" and stuff like that.
Oh
Have you seen
yeah,
that?
I did see that. That's old. Yeah, yeah,
I feel like what was going through your head when he did that?
yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Instead of like, what was your favorite guest? Which guest do you hate the most? What was the
Yeah,
most painful interview of your career?
I know.
That's
Yeah.
your question. Okay, I want to change my question to that. I want the dirt. I want the tea.
The tea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Do you think I'm someone who makes their bed every day?
Hmm. Okay. I think you're someone who does what I do, where I don't make my bed every day, but I just lay out the like comforter a bit pleasantly so it looks like I did. Like, I don't rearrange my sheet,
Mm,
but
just a
I
top
hide
coat.
my mess. Yeah, exactly. Hide my mess. Is that what you do?
uh, that's what I aspire to do.
No
I think
way.
there was a time where I definitely did that more consistently.
Yeah.
I think moving in with Justin brought a lot of just challenges and chaos, and we wake up at different times and stuff like that. And so I try to do it more again. And no shade to Justin, but he's definitely not the type of person who makes his bed
That's
every
so
day.
funny. I'm gonna go check. I'm
Yeah,
gonna check.
I actually made it because I knew you were coming by, and like in case you glance at the bedroom.
That's so funny.
But no, I prefer to, and I like to try to get into back into that habit, and I try to. So I would say like right now, 50% of the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, as a kid, I don't think I ever really did. My parents never really made me either.
Mm,
As an adult, I think I just do the blanket thing, but I think I do the blanket thing like without fail now because like a couple years ago my cat like had um an issue and she would pee on our bed. So then we had to get we got a top cover that's waterproof so it didn't leak through because
that's gross.
we'd have to change everything every single time,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like loads of laundry after loads of laundry. So now I just put the blanket on top and I put the top cover on top.
Right, right, right.
So I don't know.
I do you remember there was this video going around? Maybe this was just before the pandemic or something, and it was about not a TED talk, but like some interview with someone saying that like you should make your bed every morning because it really sets you up to start your day great and stuff like that. It was really trendy all of a sudden to make your day every morning. It was like a big self care thing.
Mm,
I think that's when I started doing it.
yeah, yeah.
So
I feel like it's not a huge thing.
no,
You brush your teeth every morning. That sets the tone. You're a clean person.
sure,
Do you not brush your
yeah, I
teeth?
do, I do.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right, let's go. Next card. Ooh. What is your greatest strength? Do you make enough time to put it into practice?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's getting deep already. We're only on the yellow cards.
Right? Tell you, we're gonna cry way before the blue
Yeah.
cards. Um, I want to say,
It's like an honest answer too. It's not an interview answer.
yeah, I want to say maybe my empathy is one of my greatest strengths,
I like that.
but I don't think I put it into practice every day, and I do everything I can to put it into practice every day. I feel like um, I quite the opposite. I've been trying to hold back on it a little bit because it was becoming very draining and exhausting,
Hmm.
especially lately, like the state of unrest of the world and all. It's been very difficult to constantly being able to understand and to empathize and to um, relate in a way to people who want harm to people that either people like me or people who I want to protect,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I feel like I had to shut that down. And also, like, it's just like everyone's just during the pandemic, like everyone was going crazy. Everyone had so many problems that I couldn't take all that in and all that on, you know?
Yeah.
So, um, but I think it's something that it's hard to find the balance, but I think I went too strong into the opposite way, and I'm shutting too much out, and I'm trying to go back into, finding the right balance for me.
Yeah. That's a really good answer.
Thank you.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want me to ask the question back to you, or do you want to wait for
Well,
another opportunity?
like as you were saying, I was like trying to think. I think like I would say my greatest strength is my kindness towards people.
Mm,
And I like to approach things with a kind heart. And like I mean, we were having a conversation, like I like to deal with things like I like to kill people with kindness, you know? And
I did
aggressiveness.
not know where that sentence was going.
I like to kill people in
Yeah.
general. No, I'm kidding. I like to kill people with kindness. Like no matter how people approach me, I will try and be nice to them until I don't have to anymore. But
Hmm.
usually it does like disarm
Yeah.
people. And sometimes it doesn't, and that sucks, but it is what it is. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's fair. Do you feel like you do? What was the question?
put
Do you
into
make enough
practice.
time to put into practice?
Yes.
Maybe
Um,
too much, in my opinion. Not to call you out, but
no, I do agree. And I feel like sometimes I'm so nice, and then when people don't do that back, it does sometimes, like I did say it is what it is, but sometimes it does hurt me. And I'm like, why can't people just be kind to each other?
hmm.
But then I have to come from a place of empathy to be like, okay, I don't know where they've been through, what put myself in their shoes.
Yeah,
Maybe they're having a bad day. But yeah, that's a very interesting one.
yeah,
Getting deep.
good, 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 good.
I'm gonna take a drink.
Yeah, I've been just sipping along.
I know.
Do you want to do another yellow one?
Let's do one last yellow one.
All right.
Take it away.
What posters did you have on your wall when you were young? I like that one.
Oh my God. So I was like 9 when I moved to Canada,
Yeah.
and we stayed with family friends initially for like a month, I think, till like my parents got situated. And they had a dog. His name was Max, and I fell in love with dogs.
Oh.
Max was so cute. So as soon as we moved into our place and I had my own bedroom for the first time because I shared with my sister before that, I got puppy posters all over my wall. I had this one from Walmart and it was like those big posters and like just a bunch of puppies. I loved puppies to the point where it was like my first email was I wanted to do Puppy Palace 101, but Palace was taken, so I did Puppy Place 101.
No. Puppy
Yeah,
place.
so
Oh.
I had puppies and Tinkerbell posters.
Yeah.
After that, I think I stopped with posters.
Did you ever have like celebrities?
I don't think so. I remember when like I was growing up, like Hilary Duff was like the celebrity. Everyone like
Yeah.
Hilary Duff and Jonas Brothers and stuff. But I think I tried to make it a point that I wasn't into like the standard cool celebrities. I was really into Ashley Simpson, but she wasn't cool enough to have posters.
Right.
So I was a Puppy and Tinkerbell girl, and then I think I stopped with my posters.
You were too cool for celebrities, so you went with puppies and Tinkerbell.
But I did my Puppies and Tinkerbell before celebrities. Yeah, I don't think I.
Fair.
Yeah, I don't think I did. How about you?
No,
No posters.
no.
Oh, he's that cool. You're trying to one up me here.
Yeah, no posters.
Never.
No.
Oh, your own artwork probably.
Not much even. I feel, well, we were also like shared custody 1 week, 1 week.
Okay.
So I didn't really put that much effort into decorating my rooms,
Mm-hmm.
other than like, and I also shared my bedroom with my brother for a very long time.
Okay.
So it was more like tchotchkes on shelves and stuff like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then when you moved out, you never got posters?
No, because when you're an adult, you don't get posters, you get frames.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure your posters are lovely, everyone.
No, everyone, I think 90% of people, when they like first move out, they get those world scratch maps.
Oh yeah, those are fun.
Yeah, and then first you like stick it up with those little pins in the wall, then you decide to frame it.
And then you realize that you're way too broke to travel anywhere, and so
Yeah.
you don't have anything to scratch ever.
Yeah. And then you realize how big Russia and China are, so until you've traveled there, it just looks bare. Yeah.
Speaking from
I
experience,
know. And then my cat ate mine, so I have mine chilling in my like storage locker.
too funny.
Yeah.
I feel like next time I'm getting you a gift, it's gonna be
A puppy poster
those like firemen holding puppies calendar.
with April's face photoshopped on it.
You can stick Avril's face on this if you want to, if he
No.
makes you do that.
Actually, speaking of posters, guys, we have Art by Thomas on the wall.
Oh my God, don't.
Can you see? I love it.
It's yeah,
It's so cute.
it's a little something. All right, moving on to the next deck.
All right, you ready to go deeper?
Go ahead.
Sounded dirty. Do you believe in luck?
Do I believe in luck? I'm gonna. It's not. I don't want to answer it. I just find it boring, so I'm gonna drink.
Yeah, I'm not into it. Can I do another one?
Mhm.
Okay.
I also was thirsty.
Sure. Okay. When life gets heavy, I blank.
When I spiral out of control,
Say cry a lot,
right?
get messy.
I can easily get overwhelmed,
Hmm.
especially if I'm not organized, which I'm terrible at organizing, right? So that happens a lot. Um, how that will translate, uh, I get very grumpy, especially as I'm aging. I get very grumpy and I get very what's the term? Like I'm not aggressive at all, but I'm angry.
Frustrated.
Yeah, yeah. And I will just get like kind of depressed and like kind of like don't want to see anyone
Hmm.
and um snappy and just tired.
Actually, I'm a little different than you in that
You
sense.
are?
I neglect and I ignore that things are heavy
Mm.
and I push, 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 and then I break.
Mm.
So for me, like I feel like for you, it's like a steady angry. For me, it's like ignore, 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 angry, and then like a down.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm really good at neglecting my feelings.
Yeah. I don't yeah. I don't think I have peaks like that. I think you're right. It's like the moment it gets overwhelmed, then I get into the stage of like I'm gonna say like this until I figure stuff out and I
Yeah.
take some load off my plate or I organize things so that it's functional, it works.
Yeah. Like you'll have like a week of it, while I'll have like a week of ignoring everything is fine, everything is fine, and then a day of I'm burning this shit to the ground,
Yeah.
and then a day of crying, and then I'm okay, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. To be fair, I didn't used to handle it like that at all before. Before it used to be much worse. Before it used to be, I'm changing my entire life. I'm breaking
Moving
up,
across the country.
moving across the country, breaking up with my relationships, changing jobs, dropping out of school.
Hmm.
So, a week or two of grumpiness is not so bad, all things considered.
No, it's better than neglecting it for a week.
Mm,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, maybe.
All right.
All right. Do you ever feel misunderstood? How so? And share a story.
Yeah. All the time. But I think last journal entry was literally like, why does no one understand me?
Wait, do you journal?
Not as much as I'd like to.
I kind of want to get back into it. That's so funny because I used to when I was a teenager, and
Yeah.
now I really want to get back into it.
I only do it like when I'm in my like burn the shit to the ground phase. When I'm happy, I don't write anything. And actually, iPhone has like a journaling app, but I haven't turned off. Like I usually have everything on my phone's notifications turned off. This one, I'm like, oh, I'll leave it on so it prompts me more. But it'll be like I have an Apple Watch, and like it'll say like I took a walk to the grocery store, and it'll be like journal about you taking a walk to the grocery store. Journaling about you do like 30 minutes on the treadmill, and I was like, no, thank you. But like I haven't turned it off because sometimes I'm like, okay, I do like the prompts.
So yeah, what made you feel misunderstood?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think like I got in a little silly little fight with Avril where I was like trying to get a point through and he wasn't understanding and probably like an argument with someone else in my life. And then I was like, I feel so misunderstood. But I feel like most of us have those times where you're like, no one can relate to me.
But in general, like, do you feel there's assumptions that people make about you that are not true?
Oh yeah.
Share that.
Um,
Why are you so hard to pry open today?
I like, initially people see a colored woman and they think of you some type of way. Um, I've had like, oh, I remember once talking to someone and being like something about my phone and like, well, can't daddy buy you a new phone? And I was like,
Oh,
or like when I tell people I got married last year, and I'm like, oh, how many days was your wedding? And I'm like, do you ask white people that question? Like, just because I'm Indian, you're gonna ask me that? I did have 3 days.
but I
But
get it. I mean, don't assume they were right this time, but don't assume.
that's so true. And then like it's funny because like obviously some stereotypes, yes, in there, but don't assume.
Yeah.
And yeah, it does. I find it. I
I'm sorry, I didn't want to send you there necessarily. I meant more like,
we went deep,
yeah.
guys. Um.
I meant more like the title of this podcast. I feel like
Oh.
it's something that you and I share that people kind of assume that we're very surface level, kind of like happy-go-lucky people and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and that they don't understand that like, you know, there is some depth to it, but it's something that we choose to share only on our terms and with specific people.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Especially when, like I like said earlier, I try to be so kind towards people, and people think it's because I can't handle conflict.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, bring on the conflict. I can handle it. It's just that I don't want to take it there. And I'm actually a very confrontational person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Out of I think most people I know, people are like, oh, I don't like conflict. I'm like, no, like let's talk about the conflict. I hate things being like brushed under the carpet and stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
You are very confrontational.
I'm annoyingly confrontational and oh,
Sorry.
party foul. Um, no, I'm annoyingly confrontational and I've like now had to reel it back in. Um,
Mm,
yeah, so people
fair.
misunderstand my kindness for naiveness.
Oh, that's exactly how, yeah, that's
Michael.
exactly what I, yeah,
Michael.
exactly. But don't drop the mic
I
because
know.
it took a while to set up. Yeah, I guess that's where I was going at. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you either. I just got really awkward because I'm like, oh, I feel like I forced you into this racial thing, and then
Where is he trying to go at?
yeah.
Good job, race.
All right. Your turn.
It's a good card.
That was a good card, actually.
Oh. Ooh. If you had to write my Tinder profile, what would it say?
Oh my God.
This is good because I have never had any of the apps.
Um. Oh,
I don't know what mine would say.
that's a good one.
I love writing other people's Tinder profiles though.
Really, I
Yeah.
hate writing even mine, and like, um, I'm gonna skip on that one.
That's so funny. Well, if you guys have any ideas what my Tinder profile should say, please pop it
We literally made an
somewhere.
episode on that also. Our dating episode where there was a whole section about what to write in your profile.
Oh yeah.
I think so.
Wait,
Uh,
I've never written a Tinder
uh,
profile. I like that app. Which one is it where it gives you prompts?
Oh yeah, the Hinge, I think.
Hinge?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. Like I always help my friends with that one because I'm like, have it open-ended. Don't just be like, you know, what's a crazy thing about you?
Hmm.
Like be like, this is crazy. Like the story that happened to me and then
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
guy like message you.
Pick another one because I've skipped that one.
Fine. I feel like you're gonna skip this one. Name something you've achieved that you're proud of.
Oh my God, so many things. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Um,
But that's why I was like, there's too many things for you to now sit down and name. This
most I was
podcast.
gonna say most recently, no, no jokes though. Most recently, this project. I think like I was looking for a intellectual outlet for a while,
Yeah.
and I didn't think that I would have the drive to like carry it through and to bring it to fruition and to keep going and also to take it as seriously as I'm taking
Yeah.
it. So I feel like yeah, I'm really proud of us.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
really proud of you because I feel like, I mean, I'm sure I'm doing a good job too, but like I feel like with you, it's really cool to see like we'll talk about like other things in our life, but I know when you've had like a night of like creativity, when you've worked so hard on this, and I'll wake up to like messages being like, okay, I have these thoughts, like voice notes, or you'll be like, do you have time to call today? And I was like, get on the phone, and you have like, okay, I have a couple things I'm thinking of, and like, I mean, he's carrying us guys, but
Is that
yeah,
not annoying though?
not at all.
Oh, really? Eh?
It's
Okay.
so exciting. I just feel like because I have been so busy lately, and I swear to God, I usually don't have a busy life.
Hmm.
Sometimes I'm like, I feel like I want to be present and want to be there, but I can't. But like in my head, I'm always like, this is so exciting. And I can't believe we've been doing it for 6 months. It's insane.
I know, and that's kind of why like we're making a big deal out of it because like I'm very proud that we did it, and I'm shocked that we did it.
Same. I am shocked that I do research every week. My research sometimes is like essays that I wouldn't even write for school.
I know. Yeah, I know.
And I'm blown away that I do it without getting graded at the end of the
Yeah,
day, and like we're not getting diplomas for it. It's just that it's the feedback that like we thrive off of.
yeah,
That
totally.
being said, please don't forget to like and review.
Yeah, seriously. Please don't let this be all in vain.
I know.
Yeah, I like that card too, actually. That's fun. Also, they're gorgeous. Did you see these?
Yeah.
Ooh, true or false? What are the sum of your Oh, sorry. True or false? We are the sum of our five closest people.
So like five close people around me
So
equal me.
yeah, so that you're a mashup of you're the five people closest to you.
False?
False?
I'm like the joke's true. I'm like now trying to think of five people close to me. Like not including family? Is this
No, okay, including family.
Yeah. You know what? True.
Yeah.
True. I'm gonna drink now.
I think so too. I think I'm especially me, like I'm a sponge. I start saying the expressions that my friends are saying like almost instantly, and I start behaving like them, and I definitely think that
Yeah.
I'm a mashup of the people five. And when those five people changes, I change,
Yeah.
right? Like in a sense, like if I lose touch with someone and someone else becomes closest to me, I'll change also in that
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, true. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess like looking at one of the closest person towards me is my sister, and I just spent a week with her, and I'm like, oh my God, we're so alike. I hate it.
Shout out to Sonan.
She's currently at my house while I'm here in Montreal, and she's sitting in my spot on the couch, wearing my sweater, cuddling with my cat.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, and my husband walks by and he's like, oh, I thought you were Sonia for a second. And I'm like, oh my God, we're so alike.
I don't think I spent enough time with her to see how you guys are alike.
Yeah.
I only got to see how you guys are different so far.
That's the thing. We are very different as people. Like we have such different personalities, but our habits are very similar.
Mm, right.
Um, but like it's so weird. Like our whole like personalities, like we're so different. Our dress sense is so different, but then we end up like looking the same.
Oh.
Siblings are weird. Siblings are weird.
Siblings are really weird.
Actually, when I went on my the bachelor trip to Barcelona, the bride, sorry, Hamali, but she got sick, like seasick on the boat ride. And she went to throw up, and her sister followed her. And my friend goes, "Oh, it's weird how like one sister's sick and the other one isn't." And I was like, "Oh, like I don't think it runs in the family." 10 minutes later, the other sister throws up too,
Too funny.
and I was like, "Oh, maybe it does."
um, during the holidays, my brothers, who both live outside of the city now, had like a corporate party downtown. So we met up afterwards and they came to sleep at my place. And so it was me, two of my brothers, and Justin in the car. And one of my brother drank so much that he got sick and he was in the car. So I gave him my like hat to get sick in. And like we're brothers, right? So we're laughing our asses off while he's throwing up and like teasing him and mocking him and laughing our asses off. And poor Justin was like, "What is happening? He's sick. Is he okay? Not in my car." And he's like, he doesn't, he's like freaking out. Meanwhile, we're just laughing our asses off.
So
Yeah,
funny.
I feel like siblings are both your biggest supporters and your biggest bullies.
It's yeah, exactly. Like the stuff like me and my sister can say to each other, we would never say to anyone else.
No.
But sometimes we'll like roast each other too hard. Like you heard me on the phone the other day. I'm like, your skirt's wrinkly. Get it together.
Yeah, who just picked that one?
That was you.
Okay.
All right, last green one
Last green one, I guess.
then. Ooh. Do you trust your own intuition?
I try to. I try to. I want to say now, yes, but it was a lot of work to get to that point again.
Hmm.
I think, without going into too many details, in my 20s, I had um, kind of like some mental health stuff that I had to figure out. And I got really disconnected with my intuition and I like just didn't trust it at all anymore. And I feel like I had to do a lot of work to get back in touch with it and also to start trusting it again, right?
Yeah.
But it's typically on point. Like
Yeah.
usually like I'm right to trust my intuition. Like
Yeah.
usually like I except when I feel something's up.
Yeah. Intuition's such a weird
It
thing.
really is.
I feel like, yeah, you should trust your intuition, but I think sometimes when you're doubting to trust your intuition, that's your intuition telling you that you're spiraling, kind of thing, too. Do you know what I mean?
No, I think that's your anxiety telling you that
Yeah,
you're into like that you're spiraling.
true. Sometimes you just need the validation of another person, though, to be
True,
like, yeah,
100%. And I think that's what I like about our friendship so much is that I know that if I explain things to you and that it's right, you're going to get it also, and you're going to be able to validate me that way. And I know that if I'm doubting something and I'm not sure it's right and I bring it up to you, you'll be able to tell me right away, like, no, that's bullshit.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
Right?
feel like we do have that in our friendship where it's like, hey, I'm skeptical of these things, but neither of us ever gets. And for very sensitive people, we don't get very offended
Oh,
when
no,
we question each other's
absolutely
intuition.
not. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. I feel like sometimes, like, when I make big decisions and I'm like, I'm not sure if this is right or not, sometimes I'm almost like anxious to tell you about it because, like, I don't want to hear if it's right or not. But when I do, I usually agree with what you have to say.
Yeah. It's so funny when I realize you're sometimes like, okay, so I'm in charge of our social media and I'm supposed to like upload our posts each week. And sometimes, like, we can pre-program it or we don't. And sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm free this day. I'll just post it myself. But I can feel your anxiety. All it says is good morning. And I'm like, oh my God, he's anxious that I've forgotten about it.
Because of the time frame, also, like sometimes I'm like, oh my god, it's like
Yeah.
1 p.m. and nothing happened. No one knows that we have an episode out.
But like for me, it's not. It's
Yeah,
like 10, and I'm
yeah,
like, I'm about to do it.
yeah.
I know, but then I'm like, okay, I should get to it. But it's funny because I won't be like, you're anxious, I'm posting it, chill out. I'll just be like, hey, good morning. And then I'll post it. And then like weeks later, I'm like, so were you anxious that day?
Yeah.
Like, yes.
All right. Is it time to move on to the next deck
And a refill.
and a refill? Yeah.
And we're back.
And we're back with fresh drinks. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Do you want to go first with the?
Sure, the red pile. All right. Ooh, okay. I'm too hard on myself about blank.
Oh God. Uh, a lot of things. Jesus. I think I can be very hard on myself about a lot of things, but I think my expectations to have everything under control for myself
Mm-hmm.
are very high. And when I don't have things under control, I'm like very disappointed in myself.
Yeah.
And like that's not fair, it's not it's and I don't have those expectations for anyone else. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on it. Even like oh, I remember actually one time I told you that like keeping the house clean was not my strong suit. And you were like, no way, your house is always clean when I come by. I'm like, yeah, when you come by, because I go really, really hard onto like cleaning every time I host or something like that, which I guess is normal.
Yeah.
But you were like, oh, I want to see what your place looks like when you don't clean. And I was like, no way, no, absolutely not. But today I had so much to do. I wanted to set up like our recording and all that. I'm like, I can't deep clean the bathroom today, It's just gonna have to be what it is.
Yeah.
And that's very hard. And I'm disappointed that I didn't
Oh my
because I took too much time like taking my coffee this morning kind of thing, right? So I can be really hard on myself with these things.
You have like that motherly instinct to clean when guests come over because you think they're gonna open the cupboards.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But also it's beyond that. It's more like I feel like if I can't manage everything, I'm letting everyone down.
You're doing great. Your place is still so clean. And I mean, like, that's the thing. I'm sorry. Like, your place is like a regular house right now. But when I walked in, I was like, oh, the setup you did. Like, I'm sure this took hours. That's why I'm like, what time did you wake up this morning?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all so hard on ourselves
Yeah, I
for
think.
everything.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Are you someone who's more career oriented or family oriented? And I want to add or other oriented because you could be neither and be oriented towards something else.
Yeah, I want to say both. Like, I think, especially as a female, it's like people think like once you start a family, quote unquote, you're expected to just have that. You can't have a career. And I think a lot of people I know in my life right now are struggling with that. And it, you,
Sorry, you spilling my drink.
I think, yeah, personally, I want to say, yeah, both.
Yeah.
And I'd like to stay that way. And obviously, maybe one point in my life, one would be more than the other.
Do you have big career ambitions?
Not big career ambitions, but I do want to excel in my career.
Yeah.
I don't see myself like taking over a company one day,
Yeah.
but I do want to excel in my career. I like what I do. I hate being that, like, I don't like, how am I going to phrase this? I don't want to be that person that just goes to work to pay the bills.
Yeah.
I want to like what I do. I want to excel at what I do.
Yeah.
And I think I do right now. And I think I have a great family life as well.
Yeah.
And I wanted to stay that way.
That's funny because I just recently had the realization that like, oh, despite the way I've been acting and the pressure I've been putting on myself, I want to be that person who just goes at work to pay the bill and not worry about it too much,
You
right?
want to be that
I want to
person.
be that person.
Yeah.
Like I don't want that. I don't have that ambition, and I think I was like punished, like not punishing, but like um, I thought it was wrong to not have that ambition, and I was pushing myself to try to mimic it.
Yeah.
But then I just realized like, oh no, I'm unhappy that way. Like I don't. I would say much more uh you know personal life oriented than
Yeah.
career oriented in my case.
I think for me, like ebbs and flows in that sense.
Hmm.
Like right now, I like it, but I feel like, yeah, down the line, if I decide to have kids, maybe I wouldn't care as much.
I guess that could change everything, right?
Right. And like it just changes things too. Like right now, too, like I love what I do. I'm good at what I do, but I still try not to take it home with me. I
Yeah.
still try and have that work life balance. But yeah, exactly. It's so different. It's so hard. But you also like, yes, you want to just have a job that pays the bills, but you want to like the job that you do that pays the bills.
Also that.
Yeah. So it's
That's
like
true.
it's so hard.
That's very true.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I do agree. The question shouldn't be either. I mean, not shouldn't be. It doesn't have to be either or.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be either or, and I feel like those categories are I feel like there's a lot outside of that also,
Hmm.
right?
All right,
Go ahead.
let's move on. Ooh, this one's a hard one. Have you ever lost someone close to you? How did you grieve?
Um, not well. I my grandfather is the only family member that I was old enough to really feel the grief of someone that I knew really well.
Hmm.
He died during the pandemic, so it was only a few years ago. He was 93.
Oh my
Yeah, yeah,
God.
yeah, yeah. And like I had a special bond with him because like our birthday was on the same day.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like grieving wasn't that difficult because he was old and sick towards the end, and we were seeing it coming, and it came almost as a relief, not only for us but for him. Like he was tired of living towards the last few years,
Hmm.
um but I have rituals that are centered around him and my memory of him. I have, oh, right over there actually. You can't, viewers, you can't see it, and listeners either, I guess. But that's a candy bowl that my grandfather had at home.
Yeah.
So I make sure to keep it full and refill it all the time.
Cute.
Yeah. And then for his and my birthday, or for Christmas, because Christmas was really important for him. Also, I'll play classical music because he really likes classical music.
Cute.
Um, and in the first few months after his death, I caught myself like talking to him a little bit,
Aw.
which
Like
that was a bit
someone's
strange for
like
me.
looking out for you kind of thing.
Kinda,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, but it wasn't that difficult of a grieving process.
Yeah.
I have no idea how I would react to the grief of a friend or a parent,
Yeah.
because I've never had to live it really.
Yeah. Yeah, I do find like for me too, it's just my grandparents. I feel like Avro's grandparents were a bit harder for me to lose because I wasn't very close to my grandparents.
Mm,
I wasn't very close to the grandparents either, but it was when I was older, like it happened during COVID as well. Um, but yeah, it would be hard. Like I've lost acquaintances, but not a close friend, and
yeah,
I don't even want to imagine how that'd be.
yeah, yeah. Same.
Yeah.
I feel like I sometimes grieve that I didn't get to know my grandmother so much, because she died of Alzheimer, but the symptoms were very early on, and I was very young when she started having the symptoms. So I didn't get to know her much, or I don't remember her much before that. I definitely don't never got to know her as an adult, and she didn't get to know me much either. And from everything that I heard, we would have gotten along so well. She
Mhm.
was like really cool apparently. So I find that often sometimes when I hear a story about her, like a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
Yeah.
to lose someone that you actually have that connection with must be ugh,
Yeah. I know. Yeah, that's hard.
yeah. All right. What is the biggest mistake you've ever made, and what did you admit?
I don't know. I'm gonna drink to that one.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I'm like
That's
made
fair.
small mistakes. I don't know if I made the biggest mistake.
That was a very small sip for skipping a card. Her
Do
lips
you have
barely
one?
touched the glass. If I have one,
Do you have a biggest mistake?
it's not my card.
Okay.
Name someone you wish you were closer to and explain why. Oh, I like that one.
Oh man. I don't know. It I don't know, yeah. I have a drink to that one too.
Really? Okay, that's
There's no
fair.
one's like I wish I was closer to. There's people that I'm close to differently. I wish I was closer to in different ways, but I think that's just me like asking for too much almost. Not asking for too much. It's just that like you don't have the same kind of closeness with everyone.
Yeah,
but I don't think there's,
That's fair. Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna drink again.
All right. What is a trait that you dislike in yourself? How about in others?
Okay. Well, I have a list. Um, okay, so I think, I dislike my vocabulary. I
Oh,
wish I had a more in debt.
yeah.
Let's see, I'm struggling with it.
Indefinite.
Okay. I know I would like to expand my vocabulary. I'd like to use bigger words. See bigger words. Oh my God, more intellectual words. Um,
Why?
Mainly because of this podcast. When I listen to myself, I'm like, oh my God. And then when I compare myself to other podcasts, sometimes I wish I did. Um, Let me see a couple things. Like I neglect a lot of things in life, like my health and sometimes my problems until we talked about the whole
Yeah, yeah,
circle.
yeah.
Yeah, I think those two things for me for sure.
That the vocabulary thing is interesting because that's one of the first ways that I think we bonded is by you telling me like I don't think that's a word and me being like I'm pretty sure that's a word and then you having to Google it and then realize like oh that's not a word.
Yeah.
But I feel like you've always been super humble about it also like you're always like happy to learn.
Yeah. But I
Um,
think I should, when I'm speaking, I should try and not use such simple words. I think English, North American English, though, we dumb it down so much. I love hearing people that English is not their first language, and like I've had people say stuff like, "Oh, I'm so angered by this," and I'm like, that sounds so much more articulated as opposed to say, "I'm mad."
okay, but see that's one way to look at it. Another way is that it's a very accessible and efficient language, right? And especially in countries which are built around immigration, you want a language that is easy to talk to and that everyone can communicate easily through, right?
Mm,
And ultimately, language is made to communicate. So if the message gets across, even if there's an accent, even if it's not the fanciest word in the dictionary for it, if the message gets across, then you're successful in your communication, right?
no, totally. I just think, like, as society right now, especially with social media,
Hmm.
not so much anymore, but I think growing up in like MSN days,
Hmm.
we just like shortened everything,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I don't like that. And I wish I was a little bit better in expressing myself.
Okay, that's fair.
Hmm.
I mean, I won't deny those feelings. Like, but
Yeah. And we've
I
talked
think,
about it too. Like in
yeah,
the podcast, sometimes we'll pronounce something so wrong and then we both just go with it.
yeah,
And then no one will stop it. And then, like, when we're listening, we're like, oh God, what do we
yeah,
do?
yeah. No, I think I guess it's valid that you feel like that, and I can understand why. But I guess my protective side is like, I wish you didn't,
Yeah.
because I don't
Yeah.
think that's something to be.
Well,
I
I'm
actually want to
hard on
do
myself.
an
It's okay.
episode on language and on the different
Yeah.
school of thoughts around language.
I really think you should.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, like, one thing I like that, like, I've started saying, because you say it, instead of saying, like, when you get to a place, like, saying, like, I'm here, you say, I arrived.
Oh yeah.
And I love it. It's a French thing almost,
Yeah. Yeah. It
And
is.
I love it because it's like, it sounds so grand than saying, I'm here.
I have arrived.
Exactly. And now I say, I've arrived.
That's funny. I never noticed I do that.
I love it.
But that's the thing. I think the only reason why sometimes I'll say words that you're not so familiar with is because in French the expectations are so much higher for expressing yourself with the correct word than it is in English.
Yeah.
And so I just translate in my head, and often it happens to be a word in English as well,
Yeah.
right? But what I actually often think in English, especially when I have to think through something difficult. I'll think in English. I'll write in English. I'll often dream in English. And when I talk about like deep emotional stuff, I'll choose to do it in English often because it's so much more efficient and it's easier. And I don't think everything needs to be hard all the time,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah. No, I totally get it.
Yeah.
I just I think arrived is cooler than I'm.
I have arrived.
It's literally whenever you say I've arrived, I like read it as that. And not just use anyone who
Yeah.
speaks like French, I feel like.
At ease, friend. I have arrived.
All right. What
Oh,
is a cliche expression that couldn't be more true for you today? A cliche expression.
expression that couldn't be more true for me today.
Guys, our English is going great.
I mean, the gin isn't helping.
Yeah.
um, oh shoot, I know it in French. I don't know if it exists in English. Um, in French, it is si jeunesse savait, si vieillesse pouvait, which means if youth knew and if uh elders could. So it kind of means like um if only youth had the knowledge of that you have when you're older,
Okay.
and if only you had the energy that you had when you were younger,
Oh, I like
kind of
that.
thing. Because the confidence and the assertiveness and
Non-anxiety.
yeah, and just the patience and the understanding I have now I'm in my mid 30s. I'm like, if only I had that when I was in my early 20s. Oh, the places I could have gone, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But back then, I was, objectively so much more um, like attractive and cute, and I had so much energy, and I had so much more like guts. I felt like I
You
could take
feel
on the world.
invincible.
I felt, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I didn't have the knowledge and the self assurance and the confidence to go with it that I have today. So
Yeah.
that one, it's often on my mind. It's like, ugh, if only you know I could pass that on to the youth today.
Yeah.
But they won't. But like that's the thing. Like when you're 20s, you don't want to hear someone tell you like, just don't worry. Like don't worry about that. Like you're good enough. Like and stuff like you're stuck into your own thing, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that one stays on my mind a lot.
I really like that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. We don't have expression like that in English, I
I
don't
don't know
think.
if there's an equivalent in English.
Like something about wisdom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something about wisdom. Another? Ooh, that's a good one. What social causes are closest to your heart, and how do you participate in them or plan to?
Equality.
Just in general, the
Social
biggest
clauses.
social causes, like a social issue, like equality of gender, equality
Of
of race,
everything,
of everything.
race, gender,
Yeah,
sexuality.
yeah,
I think we should all just be treated as equals. Um, yeah, I feel like that's a good way to sum it up,
yeah. That's fair. No, no, I think it doesn't
right?
need to
Like I
be
want to like
more specific.
obviously like the LGBTQ plus community, the races, immigration, all those things are very near and dear to my heart, but I
Hmm.
think just equality all around.
Yeah,
Um, feminism, all of those things. But yeah, simmer it down to equality. I think people should just treat each other equally, treat each other how they want to be treated to.
and how would you say you participate in them, or how do you plan to?
I think I could do better. But I think what I do the most is just fight, like for it. When I hear people just not being equal towards each other, I really try my best to be like, why?
That is something
And call them out.
That is something I admire a lot about you, is that you just don't stand by when you hear stuff like that. Like, and it would be like in very like casual conversations with people that you're not even that close to and that you don't care about that much,
Yeah.
but you'll still won't stand by and say like, actually, that's wrong. What you're saying is like you shouldn't. You won't shy away from those
Yeah.
confrontations.
I think that is where I come off as very confrontational, but I don't like that happening. I don't let that happen in front of
Yeah.
me as much as I can. I wish I was a bit more outspoken about it towards strangers.
Mm.
I'm confrontational about that with around people I know or people like acquaintances, people around me. But if it's a stranger doing it, sometimes I don't call it out as much
Mm.
as I really want to.
Well, there's also a concern
For
for
safety.
safety,
Yeah.
right? So you can't always do that in all peace of mind, you know?
Yeah, exactly. No, totally. I think that's what it is. But I think soon I will be old and I'll have no filter, and then I'll start being that person. Be like, excuse me,
Yeah.
be nice.
You totally are
And
gonna
then you have
age
to
into like
bail me out
a
of jail because I tried to fight someone.
yeah.
All right. Shall we do our last red one?
Sure, yeah, why not? Oh my God.
I feel like you're gonna drink. What did your last relationship teach you?
Back on the intuition thing, trust your guts.
Trust your gut.
Yeah,
Cheers to that.
cheers to that. Because I knew in the first week of that last relationship that this was not a good person. And I've let them gaslight me that they were. So trust your guts.
Trust your gut, guys.
All right, last category, which is called grab some tissues.
And we didn't.
No, because I don't have any tissues
So
at
it's
home.
gonna be ugly crying, like
No.
wiping snot.
I could grab a roll of toilet paper, but it's not as aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
I'm
Would you like to start?
gonna say,
Okay.
if there's an experience from your childhood that you wish, is there an experience from your childhood that you wish didn't happen?
I mean, like, yeah, but I feel like they shaped me for who I am. You know what? No, there's one that I feel very guilty about.
Oh my God.
My dad had a heart attack when I was in grade nine. Um, and I mean, it was a mild heart attack, but he was hospitalized for like almost a month, had to get a bypass surgery. Came home, he was on like bed rest for a couple of months, and I was kind of around because my sister and my mom both worked. I think I was 15.
Yeah.
So I didn't work. And I was dating a stupid guy at the time. And he really wanted to go to Wonderland. And then like I think like 2 weeks into me like watching my dad, I really want to go to Wonderland. And I cried like a baby because my parents wouldn't let me. And I made them feel so guilty.
Oh
I always
no.
think about the time I was like, I'm such a dumbass kid. Like, guy did not mean anything to me. And obviously, my dad means the world to me.
Yeah, but I mean that's a very
It's a teenage
teenager
thing.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a teenage thing.
Did you
Um,
guys ever talk about it as adults? Did you apologize for it?
No, I don't. I think I went and I think it was fine. Like my dad was totally fine. I went for a couple of hours. My mom came home. It was not the biggest
Oh,
deal.
you went?
Yeah.
You left him alone?
Yeah. But he was fine. Like he honestly was fine. But I think it's the fact that I prioritized a stupid
Yeah.
relationship with a stupid guy
Yeah.
over my dad. That makes me. I mean, there's so many things that we did as teenagers. I mean, I feel like I should have said more things like when I got in trouble and stuff like that.
All right.
But
I
just,
want you to look at the camera and apologize to your father.
sorry, dad. Um, no, but
That's
I
fair.
think what bothers me is like, yeah, like that bratty behavior when you're not thinking about like looking after someone.
That's so interesting that that's how you interpreted this question. Because I feel like most people would have thought, is there something that you wish didn't happen to you? And you took it as like, is there something you wish you haven't done?
No, I'm happy with everything that happened to me. It's funny because I used to be like, oh, I was like a little bit of a chubby kid and I didn't like that. But I was just listening to a podcast where this guy was talking about how he's so happy that he was chubby growing up because it shaped him for the man he is now, where he looks more after what he eats and takes care of himself better. And I was like, yeah, you know,
Mm,
and that recently changed. It's been a week since I listened to the podcast. But I was like, yeah, totally. I'm happy that I was chubby growing up.
okay, good.
Yeah. Do you have any?
No,
No?
you can pick another card. I would have drank on that
Yeah.
one.
Okay. Ooh, this is so good.
Oh my God.
What are you still a little salty about that you haven't dealt with yet? And why not?
Salty?
Salty. Tea.
Oh, there's a few things. Um, I have a very close friend at the time who um, was not very supportive of me growing into a different person and allowing a new relationship that was good for me into my life. And I think it came all from a place of being scared of losing me and wanting me to keep me down with them in that miserable place where they were.
Hmm.
And it's someone that I've done so much for and that I've dedicated so much of my time and attention and care for, and that I always did out of the greatness of my heart. And I think I'm still very, very disappointed that they couldn't look past themselves to support me for something that was so important for me and for my growth.
Yeah.
And so, even though it's been a long time, um, still haven't reached out to. We haven't talked much since that one incident, and I'm still not ready to reach out.
You know
Still
what?
salty.
That being said, I feel like I have a similar situation. And even though the confrontational side of me wants to reach out and be like, I'm right, you're wrong, sometimes it's okay to be salty.
Yeah, I think so too.
Sometimes it's okay because sometimes the person doesn't see eye to eye with you.
But that's the thing is that I think they would. I think they would. I think we could have a good conversation, and I think that they would understand and probably apologize and show interest in being more supportive and showing up um and do the work. I'm just not ready to forgive them, I guess. So it's salty,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is weird for me. I'm usually not like that at all.
Yeah. For me, I've learned to be like not as confrontational.
Mm.
And for me, I personally think this person would not see eye to eye with me.
Yeah,
So I'm okay with just leaving it as it is because I know in my heart I'm right
yeah,
and I don't give a fuck what they think.
yeah, exactly. That's what it's at. All right. Oh, ask me anything.
Drinks, I'm kidding.
I mean, you already do.
I know I do. I feel
Or
like
do
there's
you?
nothing left that I should ask you. Um,
You'll get this opportunity once in your life,
I
and it's passing
know.
you by.
Um, okay. If you had to give me one piece of advice right now and where I am in life with where you are in life, what would it be? And like we won't read into it. You just
Oh,
say it.
yeah,
Totally gonna read into it. I'm kidding.
yeah. Work on establishing stronger boundaries.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Work hard on this podcast.
Yeah. Also,
Weakness showing up. Work on this podcast with me. Okay.
no. Yeah. I think you need to.
Strong. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I tell you often,
Yeah. I didn't
but
know that one.
yeah.
Yeah. But no.
Yeah.
Stay salty for like
Yeah. I think that's kind of one of those things where I know you're going to get there, and I know that's our age difference. And it's kind of like that saying that I was going back earlier, like, ugh, I wish you could be where you are now with that understanding and that knowledge. Um, but it's the kind of thing that it's hard to not learn on your own. It's
yeah.
hard to just take a
It's hard to become that. It's something you grow into.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
you're on the right path. I feel like
I
you
think
are
so
doing that
too.
work
Yeah.
already. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Boundaries are so fucking
Oh
hard,
my God, yeah.
guys.
I mean, I haven't mastered it either,
I know.
but yeah,
All right.
go for it.
Let's do it. I like this blue card deck.
Right?
I don't like this one.
Okay. I'm gonna drink that.
Just drink. This is very deep.
Okay.
Do you feel like you're enough? Toilet paper.
Right? I mean, sometimes
Yeah.
I think most of the times there's aspects of my life that I still struggle to maintain that feeling. Um, but I think it's okay because it's also uh, very new circumstances for me that I'm not used to. So I think it's normal and it's okay that I'm struggling with accepting myself in those new circumstances. But I think it's work I had to do for every sort of like level of myself and my um I ultimately my relationship to others, right? Because like I feel like, well, first, you have to accept that you're enough for yourself, and then you have to accept that you're enough for your friends, that you're enough for your family. And
Hmm.
I think it's that enough for my partner thing that I'm still sometimes struggling with. And I'm lucky that I have a partner that's very, very, very dedicated and patient to make me believe that I am.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, I'm working on it.
It's so funny that you said it in that tier. You went with enough for yourself, friends, family, partner. Because to me, not that I'm like it's just my triangle of needs. I think I'm enough for my partner, ish for my friends, getting there with my family, but not even close to myself.
Hmm,
Is that weird? We're the total opposite.
that's interesting. That's
Because
very
as
interesting.
you were saying that, I was like, yeah, I think I'm enough for like not that I'm enough for my partner, like he can do better than me, but I feel like I'm in like
I had to prioritize it.
yeah,
I really had to prioritize being enough for myself,
yeah,
in order to be able to grow in any direction, right?
yeah,
And I feel like, well, you had a similar experience. You moved away from home, but you moved away with a partner. When you move away with absolutely no one in a city where you know no one, you get a lot of time to think about yourself and to take care about yourself and
yeah.
to develop that relationship with yourself. So maybe that's why also.
Yeah, exactly. I moved away with my partner in those impressional years, so I was able to build on that with him.
Yeah.
And then with that friend group, I feel like you're always kind of forming that, right? And that's getting there. But I do feel like I have very healthy relationships with my friends right now. With family, I think it was rough at the start, but it is a really good work in progress.
Hmm.
With myself, I think I'm growing. I'm not, I think I'm enough, but I think I can do better. And in a positive light, like,
Yeah. But I think you'll find that until you reach that point where you're enough for yourself, you'll never be able to really be enough for any of the other
sure,
levels.
sure.
Or you'll never feel that way.
Yeah,
Because in reality, you're always enough, right?
yeah. Maybe
Right.
that happens when you turn 30. Maybe next
Yeah.
year.
um, you know
That was
what's
a good one.
Yeah, I think it was a good one. It's so funny because that's when I started dating Justin, he wasn't 30 yet. And I told him like, you just wait the changes that are gonna happen.
Yeah,
And like I've seen them all happen in the last he just turned 31.
yeah,
And I've seen them all happen over the last few years.
yeah,
It's like I don't know what happens. It's like the moment you turn 30, things change.
yeah. And it's funny because I'm seeing it like like most of the people around me are 2 years older.
Oh yeah.
I have 93s are all around me and then plus.
Yeah.
So everyone in my life is now 30 or 30 plus, while I'm still 29.
Yeah.
And I'm like watching it happen and I'm like, interesting. I'm
That's
gonna brace myself for next year.
I don't know what it is. It's just yeah, there's something about it.
Yeah, hopefully we still have a podcast to talk about me being 30.
uh, this one says, "What are you afraid of?" And take turns. So I guess we weren't supposed to take turns all the time.
I'm not sure. Like, are we talking like animals
You can just
in life?
you can interpret the question however you want, but this one is supposed to bring tears to your eyes. Just saying.
I know, I'm like spiders. Um, I don't know if I'm like deathly afraid of anything.
Mm, that's fair.
I mean, I'm afraid of losing people I love. Sorry, I said that meanly. I
Yeah.
am afraid of losing
You
people
rolled
I
eyes.
love.
I'm like, guess not. Whatever.
Yes, we're getting deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess my biggest fear is losing someone I love.
Okay, that's fair.
Happy?
Yeah, I'm happy with it. Um,
This isn't such a tearjerker.
I, I I can't find of any silly reasons, but I'm gonna drink on that one.
Are you scared of spiders?
No,
Oh, interesting.
no.
It's funny, when we were on Vancouver Island, we put my nephew, like he fell asleep in the drive. We put him on the couch and we went in the hot tub. And right when Avril put him on the couch, huge, like hairy spider, like a huntsman crawled on the couch.
Oh,
And like we screamed, he woke up, but he went back to sleep, and we're like hoping it's not gonna run on my
oh my God.
nephew. And then the whole 2 days we stayed there, I dreamt of spiders.
Oh,
I'm
gross.
not like deathly scared of spiders.
I hate snakes. I really hate
Okay,
snakes.
my sister's husband hates snakes. I think it's spider or snakes. Like I think most people have either
Yeah,
or heights. Like those are the three
yeah.
main fears.
Not a fan of reptiles in general, but specifically snakes. Ugh, no,
That's
absolutely
weird. I
not.
never cared for snakes that much.
Ugh, mm-mm,
It's
no.
more spiders. It's like little,
Yeah.
yeah. We didn't take it as deep as they wanted. I know the answer for this one. Do you fall in love easily? Do you easily fall in love? Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah? I
I
guess so, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, hmm. I used to fall in love very, very easily.
Yeah.
I crush very easily.
Yeah.
Like someone smiles at me wrong on the metro, and I'm like, oh, I think I'm in love.
Yeah. I know this about you.
But but actual like deep love,
True.
um, not that easily.
Yeah.
I feel like, I love very, very deeply when I do,
Mm,
but I reserve it for people um who deserve it.
yeah.
And but I can have a lot of care and affection for a lot of people, which is sometimes confusing, but I'm like, oh, wait, I don't think I actually love that person.
You do fall in like easily.
Yeah,
You like crush hard. You're like, oh my god, that person's so cute. I'm in like, and
yeah,
I'll be like, oh, but they didn't say thank you.
yeah.
We like noticed that like we're so alike, but he can like people off of looks, but I'm so personality based.
Yeah, for crushes, yeah, I can.
Yeah.
But for
Yeah, yeah, for crushes.
yeah,
For love,
but
I'm
also I
working.
will deeply crush on people who at first glance I don't find that attractive,
Yeah,
but because they said something super sweet or super nice,
yeah,
I'm just like, yeah, I crush very, very
yeah,
easily.
yeah. But like,
Cartoon
here's your coffee, and you're
characters,
like,
yeah.
oh my god, he knew how my coffee was made. I'm like, you ordered it
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah. It's funny because like when someone roasts me, I'm always like, oh my God, they paid attention to my flaws. Really see me.
You sent me a meme about this. I really liked it. It's so true.
So yeah, I'm easy to please, I guess.
Yeah. All right, last one?
Last one, not this one.
Yeah, I didn't care about that one
I'll
either.
drink for it though.
Yeah.
Hmm. Do you feel loved?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's do another one.
Another one? You don't want to expand on that?
No, I feel loved. Do you feel loved?
I feel loved.
Let's
All
do
right.
it.
What character traits have you inherited from your parents, and would you change them?
Son, we're
Okay.
gonna make you do this after. For me, yeah. It's funny watching my sister the past 2 weeks. Like, I mean, I see her with my nephew all the time, but especially 2 weeks with her toddler. I'm like, your mom.
Yeah.
You've become mom. Um, but yeah, like I see a lot of things where I am very similar to my dad.
Mm.
Um, yeah, it's
How so?
scary.
Wait, do give examples.
Uh, we're very frugal people.
Oh.
But yeah, and even actually no, like my mom as well. Sometimes I'll go home and I'll watch the way my mom annoys my dad, I'm like, oh, dad must have it so hard. And I'll go home and be the exact same way towards Avril. And then I'm like, oh no. And then like for a week I won't be that annoying with Avril. And then I'll be like, no, that's me. I'm annoying. Um, I think we are so much of our parents. Um,
Yeah.
it's very interesting to watch nature versus nurture, you know?
Yeah. I think so too. Yeah. I used to think that so much more was into nurture, and now I'm thinking like, oh, there's much more to nature than I thought. Um, but I think it's just a balance of both, right?
Hmm.
For me, I'm realizing that I'm a lot like my mom. Um, the I mean, just control freak, complete control freak. But I'm realizing that for her, it probably comes from the same place that it comes from me. It comes from a place of anxiety, and and having to feel like you need to take care of everything and everyone all the time. Um, she's like that, and I'm like that exponential. Like I manage to out control freak her uh when she's hosting sometimes, you know? It's crazy. And I try not to be, but like, and I try not to be like so structured for everything and to be more like let it go and stuff like that. But no, I think we're very alike, me and her, like that. Yeah.
It's so crazy how like your parents like do such a number on you.
Oh yeah.
Even just watching my nephew, like some of the things he said, I was like, where does he get it from? And then 5 minutes later, my sister says those exact things. Oh, sorry, I hit my mic again. But like my nephew, 3-year-old, keeps going, oh man. And we're like, where is he getting that from? And then I was like, told my sister, like, oh, we're out of milk. And she's like, oh man. And I was like, that's where he gets it from. And you don't realize
Yeah.
that, you know? And obviously, as adults, it's not your parents saying, oh man, but it's like their cleaning habits or just like the things that they get anxious about.
Yeah.
And it's those memes where it's like your mom's like yelling at you to clean the house when people are coming over, and then you soon realize that's you
Yeah.
as an adult.
Exactly. That's so fun.
It's insane.
Yeah. Well, this was fun.
Yeah. I was gonna make a joke about how my cat's like me because I'm a parent, cat parent.
Wait, what?
My cat,
What about it?
she's like me.
She is?
Yeah.
Do you find Tequila has a strong personality?
Yeah, 100% for a cat.
And do you find it similar to yours?
Yeah. She's cute and cuddly.
Whatever. I can literally never hug you.
Only cuddle people I love, just like cats. I'm kidding. I love you.
Wow.
I only cuddle one person in my life, just like a cat.
Too funny. Um, yeah, I did not cry. I teared up a little bit a few times, but probably won't show on camera. But I did not cry. So I'm very proud of myself.
Yeah,
And I want to say I feel like I learned something new about you, but I don't know if that's true. But I hope you learned something new about
exactly. But it
it.
was exciting either way, right?
Yeah, this was super fun. Anyways, cheers. And yeah, this was a lot of fun. So the Connect Deck by Happy Tears, you guys should try it. And I guess, thank you for listening. Thank you for your feedback, everyone who does listen. Um, thank you for indulging us, just talking more about ourselves today. And we'll be back to our regular programmation
Programming,
program.
programming,
Just program.
program,
Just re-
regular
yeah.
programs, programming.
No. We'll be back
Agree to
to
disagree.
Sonia's episode next week, right?
Exactly, it is my episode.
Excited.
Don't know what I have in store for you guys yet.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't be here without you guys. Thank you for your support. Thank you for following, liking, subscribing,
Yeah.
whatever you do, or just listening.
Yeah.
And yeah, we can't wait to do more.
Yeah.
And
We
we're
promise
super
not to do a
excited.
whole deal about every 6 months, but
Maybe we'll.
yeah.
No, I'm joking. But yeah, thank you. And you have so much more to come if you're a fan. And if you're not,
Screw you. There, I said it.
exactly.
But yeah, and please send us feedback. Please tell us what you want more of, less of. And we're working hard to make this as enjoyable as we can for everyone. All right.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Cheers. All right.
Tell Me Like I'm Stupid is created and produced by us, Sonia and Thomas. You can follow us on Instagram at Tell Me Like I'm Stupid.
If you'd like to support us, please subscribe and review on your favorite podcast streaming platform. Our cover art was created by Ish. Find him on Instagram at h.e.e.s.h.
Thank you for listening.